previous episode, we spoke about those in the West who Swami Vivekananda once called more Hindu than the Hindus. Today, let us journey into the life of one such extraordinary soul, a man who discovered the treasure trove of Hinduism without ever stepping foot in India. His name was Max Muller. Born in Germany in 1823, Muller later became a British citizen as part of his academic journey. He mastered Sanskrit, along with many other Western scholars of the time. It's important to pause here for a moment. While interest in Sanskrit had almost disappeared in India, beginning from the 11th century onward, in Europe it was flourishing. Western scholars were deeply immersed in studying Sanskrit texts, while in India they gathered dust. There's a striking anecdote that illustrates this decline. When B.R. Chopra decided to create the television epic Mahabharata, he sought a scholar to write the script. Yet, he could not find even one in all of India. In the end, a Muslim scholar wrote the script for the most famous Hindu epic. Swami Vivekananda too lamented this decline. He urged every Hindu to cultivate at least a basic understanding of Sanskrit, for in that language lies the heartbeat of our civilization. Anyway, destiny had a curious plan for Max Muller. In his youth, he shared the common belief among many Europeans and Americans of the time that India's pagan religion must be replaced through Christian missionary work. Yet, as his scholarship deepened, something within him began to change. As he translated the Upanishads and the Rig Veda, the sacred vibrations of those verses quietly worked upon his soul. Slowly, almost involuntarily, Muller was transformed. By his 60s, he no longer viewed Hinduism as something to be converted, but as something to be revered. The same British society that once celebrated him began to criticize him, calling his views anti-Christian. But Muller remained unfazed, steady as ever, standing in silent awe of the spiritual grandeur of India. In 1896, Swami Vivekananda met Max Muller in England. After speaking with him, Swamiji recognized the light within and called him a sage. When Vivekananda invited him to visit India, Muller gently smiled and said, "Then I would not be able to return. I would dissolve." His words were not poetry, they were prophecy. There have been countless such yogis of the West, souls who, touched by the call of the East, dedicated their lives to truth. When Swami Vivekananda invited people to serve the vision of Sri Ramakrishna, many Western disciples gave up their wealth and comfort to build what we now know as the Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission. Swamiji had traveled the length and breadth of India and knew well the Hindus of that time lacked either the money or the heart to contribute to his cause. And yet, the divine worked through other channels, through seekers from distant lands, to carry the slaves forward. The truth is, Hinduism has quietly shaped millions of lives across the world, even through Buddhism, which is at its heart a branch of the same tree. These spiritual transformations will never appear in census numbers or population charts. Today, some who thrive on fear-mongering try to agitate people by counting religions and believers. But remember, the sheep need the security of numbers. The lion does not. Our true swarup, our real nature, is that of the lion. Fearless, self-reliant, divine. But most humans live as sheep, looking to be led by a shepherd. A political leader, a religious leader, or a social authority. Hinduism is a journey from being a sheep to becoming a lion. The path of returning to the origin is the path of remembering who you truly are. If today's reflection resonated with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. The link to share your feedback is in the description below. Follow, reflect, share, begin.